everybody, welcome to Ultra Crew Hub. In this video, we're going to be providing our experience of crewing the Wasatch 100 2023. We hope with this video that we can provide you with some insight and some information for your next crewing adventures. Let's get started.
So here is packet pickup. That obviously goes from 12 to 4. This area is pretty simple and easy to get to. You're just going to get right off 80, take the exit, and then it's right on 2100 South. You can see as you're driving along here, if you do come from 80, the park is over there on the right. So once you get in, it is one way only. So do not try to go left. Once you get there, you'll be able to drop your bags like you usually do with every event. Make sure to label them clearly, and you'll be able to drop them right out front of these tables, clearly marked here. And in the back there, you can kind of see where everyone is picking up their race bibs. Here, don't forget to grab your pacer bibs as well, and I think sign whatever documentation that you need. Overall, it's a great space to just kind of hang out in the grass and chat before tomorrow's events.
Okay, everybody, and here we are, I-80 eastbound. You're going to take a right exit onto East Canyon. From there, you're just going to travel up the exit ramp here, as you can see. And you will come to a stop sign. And once you come to the stop sign, you're going to hang a left and go back under I-80. From there, you're going to take a right and you're going to come up to this sign. It will say George Washington Park straight ahead. So on this road, you're going to continue for, I'd say roughly a mile, maybe a mile and a half. You have I-80 there on your right, so you know you're going in the right direction. You're going to be passing Mount Dell Golf Course on your left. So nice little view right there. And then coming into the park, you're going to, you can't miss it. You're going to run right into the park where the crew staging area is. On your right there is the pavilion where the volunteers will hang out and hand out your passes. So just FYI, you can park anywhere in here. It's not too bad, but we're going to continue down the road to kind of show you what it looks like traveling through George Washington Park. You can pretty much park anywhere on your left there. And you see you have some grassy area, place for hammocks, things like that. So you'll be able to kind of make your way out there and hang out while your runner is traveling 31 miles to Big Mountain Aid Station. And then here is where you come down into the golf course, and here on your right is something that we found, this little shack you see quickly in that clip. It's open to the public, not just for golfers, so you can stop in, grab a beer, hot dog, full service golf course, shack. Here's the pavilion, which you will be visiting with the volunteers and getting your pass to travel to Big Mountain. Now the volunteers know within an hour when your runner is going to be there, and we were pretty impressed that they actually knew within that hour when we were going to arrive, and we were able to drive up there and meet the runner coming in. Pretty open space, a lot of seating area, open space. This is on the way now traveling up to Big Mountain. So coming out of George Washington Park, you're going to hang a right. You're going to travel up East Canyon, towards East Canyon. You got about, I'd say 5 or 6 miles up this road. You're going to be passing a water treatment center on your right, over a golf cart bridge, because the golf course does continue off to your left. And you're just going to be traveling up this road. Now, real quickly, coming up on your right is one of the aid stations that you cannot access your runner, but you can see them. So you can park on the road, kind of cheer them on, see them come through. And this road's going to continue on all the way up to Big Mountain, past Mount Dell Reservoir here, you can see in this clip. Now this is a 2-lane road. You have bikers occasionally, not too often, but you do have some pretty hardcore bikers that like to train on this road. It's pretty steep, windy, so just be careful of bikers. There are some pretty good views of the Salt Lake Valley, Parley's Canyon coming up over the top here. And shortly, you can see the tower in the background. This is coming up onto the Big Mountain Aid Station. So during the race, the runners will come down from the left side there around those towers. And you can see this Big Mountain Aid Station. It does look sizable in this clip, but we'll show later in the video that it actually does shrink down quite a bit with the parking, with the aid station, and all the runners and their crew. So this is why they want you to stage up at George Washington Park before coming up here, because it does choke out a little bit. It does get a little tight in there. This does have restroom facilities for the crew, so you're not having to go off into the bushes or anything like that. And then we'll kind of show you real quickly that you kind of walk up this way. This is where the runners will actually travel once leaving this aid station. So you'll be able to see your runners take off up this way and wish them on to the next, and you'll see them at Lambs Canyon. The runners will hop this gate right here and continue on their way towards Lambs. You can see by the markers there. It's a beautiful trail, nicely marked. And here we are at the start line the following morning from that last clip. Now this area is new-ish. It is a paved parking area for approximately 80 to, I would say, maybe 100 vehicles. You do want to get there a little bit early. There are restrooms there. There are porta-johns there. Parking, it's pretty simple. We got there about an hour before the start, and we were able to find parking pretty simple. It's not too bad. But get there a little bit early just to make sure you get parking. Or you can't take the bus, either way. But if you want to drop your runner off, you can park here. It's not too bad. And here you can see it's a pretty fun start. Everybody can kind of get close to the start line, film, cheer your runner on. Man, wish him is on his way, or her. It's a good start. Wasatch does a really good job on this. One thing I'd like to add here at the start line is kind of hang out for a few minutes, because you actually see the runners and their headlamps kind of traversing along the Wasatch Front before they head up the canyon. It's kind of a cool sight. And then from here, we're going to head up into the crew staging area that we did show you a little bit earlier. From the start to the crew staging area, you have about a 40-minute drive. Your runner's got 31 miles, quite a bit of decent climbing, but not too bad. So you do have some time. You can go to the grocery store, grab some things, or just get up to the staging area, lay out a blanket like you see here, and just, hang out, talk to people, have fun. If you got a Frisbee, throw the Frisbee. If you got dogs, which are not allowed, make sure you leave them at home, because this is a watershed area, so we don't want to have dogs up there and kind of disrupt or get Wasatch in any sort of trouble or anything like that. So make sure you leave your dogs at home. A little fast clip down to the shack you see there. It's pretty good. And then here you have the Big Mountain aid station. So once you're given the pass to get up to the aid station, as you can see from the previous clip, this gets choked out pretty good. You got a lot of vehicles up here, crew support. You've got the aid station set up, and it gets a little tight. So if you have a big RV, I would leave it somewhere else, because getting in here and turning around can kind of be a hassle. But it's not too bad for mid-size pickup trucks, SUVs, small cars. You can see here the entrance point to the aid station. So we're just going to kind of go down through the aid station here. You get a visual of what it looks like. It's pretty narrow. You can see the parking's kind of limited there on the left. Yeah, so this is why they want you to stage at George Washington, come up. Once you're here, your runner, we found that I was the runner. My wife actually was pretty impressed by when they told us to get up there. I came through within probably 10 or 15 minutes after they arrived. So it's a pretty quick turnaround. Don't be too worried that you're going to miss your runner. The volunteers with the operators, the ham radio operators, do a really good job of informing you of when your runner is going to be there and giving you the pass to get up there. Now, moving on to the Lamb Canyon aid station, your runner's got quite a bit of distance to travel, so you got a little bit of time. You're not very far from the crew staging area. Lamb's Canyon just a little further east up I-80 there, maybe just a couple of miles, and it's very simple and easy to get to. The one thing you can see in this clip here, you're completely 100% exposed on this aid station, and if it's hot and if it's sunny like it was here, everybody's going to crowd under a tent to get some shade. When I was running it, I was roasting. It was hot. And the first thing I did is I came to and looked for shade. If you're crewing your runner, your car is going to be close. If you have a little canopy like this, get it set up for your runner so that he's not trying to get into a space and sit next to somebody or try to find any sort of shade. You actually have your own shade system set up. It's really convenient if your runner is roasting and the weather looks like this. Now, if it's rainy, obviously a canopy would be great, but not 100% necessarily needed. But yeah, like today, it was hot. People were roasting. So if you have a canopy, bring it. Okay, and here we are moving on to the Brighton aid station. This is the final crew location. As you can see here in this video, once we get inside, it's going to be a very small, compact, tight area. Your runner has about 22 miles to travel from Lambs, and you roughly have about a 40-minute drive. I would say get there a little bit early. It is tight. Space is limited, as you can see here, but overall, it's a nice place to warm up. And then here we are at the finish line. This was a fantastic finish line. They had it set up awesome. They had food trucks there. They had a coffee truck. They had shower facilities, the pavilion. They had plenty of shade. They had plenty of grassy area to lay out in. They had great music, massage tables. They had the area where you can get your buckle and your plaque. Just an overall one of the best finish lines that we've ever seen. Now, getting to this finish line is a little bit tricky. Sometimes the maps get a little bit goofy, but just remember you're on a golf course. This is Soldier Hollow Golf Course. So make sure that when you're traveling here, sometimes we found that by putting in Soldier Hollow Golf Course, it was a little bit easier to find the finish line. Using the directions from the map, it kind of took us to this other little spot that wasn't exactly where we needed to be. But in any case, Soldier Hollow Golf Course, can't miss it. Also, please listen to our podcast as we have a ton more information on this event, everything surrounding it, aid stations, crew access spots, and just an overall general description of this race. So hit up our podcast. Yeah, again, I'd just like to say that this finish line was perfect. Everything was set up nice. Everybody was nice and friendly. The race director was there to greet everybody at the finish line. Just a great overall event put on by the all the volunteers, special thanks out to them and the race director for putting on the Wasatch 100. It's an awesome event. I would highly recommend it. Fairly simple to crew. If you listen to our podcast, it's roughly ranked between a 1 and a 4, depending on who you talk to from my crew. But for a first time, an event for crew teams, very, very simple. Highly recommended.
Hey you guys, so there you have it, our crewing experience from the Wasatch 100. I'm Jory. I was one of the crew members during this event. And overall, this is a very easy event to crew, which is real nice because you don't get it that often. So if you have any further questions, you can find us on Instagram. You can find us at ULTRACREWHUB.com, or you can go to ULTRACREWHUB on Spotify or any other major podcast platforms. And we've got a couple episodes from other races there. So best of luck to your next crewing adventure, and thanks for watching.